Welcome. Could everyone please rise for our national anthem as sung by Roosevelt graduate Shabrea Brown.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage 2019 Roosevelt graduate Zachary Brandon Rooker playing guitar with Shabrea Brown providing vocals as they perform Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Yes.
Mama told me when I was young, come sit beside me, my only son.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Morgan Gallagher, and I am the principal of Roosevelt Community Education Center. Welcome to our 2019 commencement ceremony. It is my distinct privilege to welcome the Rockford Public Schools Board of Education President, Ken Scrivano, and Board of Education Secretary, Jude McCulloch, here with us tonight. Likewise, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Rockford Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Aaron Jarrett, and members of his cabinet, including Chief of Communications, Earl Dotson, Executive Director of Academics, Heidi Detman, and Executive Director of Student Services and Alternative Learning, Angela Height Carter. Parents, family, and community partners, thank you for all of your support leading up to today's ceremony. Likewise, teachers and staff, you are tireless in your support of our students. We would not be here without you guys. Finally, a big thanks to Maggie Munch. This was Maggie's first year organizing Roosevelt's graduation ceremony, and she did an excellent job. Thank you, Maggie. I would now like to introduce you to the class of 2019. You have an exceptional class before you. Each of today's graduates has overcome significant adversity in his or her life in order to be here. Each of today's graduates had what we call a come to Roosevelt epiphany. The graduates before you chose not to use their adversity as a crutch or as an excuse. Rather, each graduate chose to come to terms with his or her adversity, and they are now stronger for it. While I commend each graduate for exhibiting perseverance and determination, I believe it is also important to emphasize what this class has accomplished as a collective. With the class of 2019, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Put simply, the class of 2019 broke all the records. This class has the highest attendance rate on record at Roosevelt. This class earned the greatest number of credits on record at Roosevelt. Graduates, that TABE test that you all hate, together this class attained record high growth in literacy. Roosevelt, oh no, hold on, I'm not done. Roosevelt actually had the highest gains of any program in the state of Illinois on that test. #1 in Illinois. And that's going up against community college programs like RBC. Sorry, RBC. #1. So now in turn, we have the most graduates on record at Roosevelt. While these successes are great, there are some numbers that are even more telling, and I promise I'm not going to do too much with the data. When surveyed earlier this year, 99% of students stated that you have strong, trusting relationships with your teachers. And I think even more telling, 99% of you stated that you had strong, meaningful relationships with your peers. So when you guys came to Roosevelt, you didn't come where it was just all about yourselves. You pulled each other up. The reason we hit all those records is you pulling each other up. And I think older generations like ours could learn a thing or two or take a cue from you guys when it comes to empathy and tolerance. Last thing I'm going to say, when you leave here today, know this, graduates, that you are loved. Everyone you know in this room has nothing but love for you. You have worked so hard, and we are so proud. Thank you for bringing so much joy into our lives. At this time, we will hear from our Valedictorian and Salutatorian, respectively Caitlin Harris and Sierra Sample. We have several graduates here tonight that are going to speak, 7 exactly, who have very powerful stories to tell. Please be courteous and respectful as they share those stories. Caitlin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here. I would like to express my appreciation to all my teachers, friends, and family members who helped me get to where I am right now, standing here in front of all of you as a graduate of the class of 2019. All my life, I had been an honor roll student. I never had a failing grade. Then my junior year, my liver failed. I had to spend 3 endless months in and out of the hospital, constantly being hooked and unhooked from different machines, not knowing if I was going to live or not. At the time, there was no possible way for me to focus on school. When I was finally able to return home, I was devastated. With only 1 month left of school, I had to complete 3 months of work. I tried my hardest, but didn't quite make it. I had to face the fact that I didn't have enough credits to graduate on time for my home school. I began to feel hopeless. At that point, I lost all motivation for school and began thinking of dropping out. But then I saw how hard my mother was working to support me, and I realized I couldn't disappoint her. So I had to start looking into ways to make up those lost credits. I found Roosevelt, a school that gave me the opportunity to make up those lost credits and be able to graduate at the same time as my friends. What frightened me was that Roosevelt was not considered a traditional school, so I had no idea what to expect. I was extremely happy to find out that the overall environment here was quite welcoming. The people here were super motivated and actually wanted to complete school just like me. Being surrounded by other motivated students helped me not only make up the credits I was behind, but also pushed me to earn my final credit on April 9th, over a month ahead of my expected graduation date. And so I want to thank my mother who believed in me when nobody else did. I thank all my peers for helping me regain the motivation to complete school, and thank you to the staff who believed that we could do it. So we finally made it. Congratulations, fellow graduates of the class of 2019.
With this great honor as this year's salutatorian of Roosevelt High School, it is my pleasure to welcome the friends and family of our graduating class of 2019. First and foremost, congratulations to my fellow classmates, as it is a huge achievement for every one of us. As I was in class, I saw the dedication and passion my classmates had to succeed and graduate high school. They would often remind me that I can do this on the bad days. I can say that my classmates truly are an inspiration on many levels. I would also like to give a special thank you to the Roosevelt administrators, staff, and faculty, as they have walked through this journey by our sides. Not only did these teachers offer knowledge, but they offered support, motivation, and a shoulder to cry on. The Roosevelt staff has always went beyond just teaching. They're a family that accepted us with open arms and walked down that path with us, leading us to where we are today, the big day, graduation day. We all did it. Just a year ago, I did not see myself here graduating, let alone being honored as the salutatorian. I can truthfully say that high school has not been easy, but who can? Roosevelt is a school that has been loosely labeled as a school for bad kids. And I can tell you a lot of things about this school, but the best way I can describe my experience that I have never felt so accepted and ready to learn and be successful like I did at Roosevelt. The amount of support and dedication this entire school has to its students is impeccable. As we all start a new journey after graduation, Roosevelt will continue to walk this lifelong journey with me, as they have taught me things beyond math, English, and science. They have taught me that even when life is hard, you have to make the best of it, and no matter what obstacle comes my way, I will be successful. I am a Rough Rider, and I am a 2019 Roosevelt graduate.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome to the podium Roosevelt Assistant Principal Tammy Shippert.
Good afternoon. At this time, we will hear from student speakers from each of Roosevelt's academies. Irinasia Kusick from the Business Academy, Colin McBride and Yolanda Murello from the Human Services Academy, Justin Panetta from the Production Academy, and Autumn Reed from the Health Science Academy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start off by thanking my friends, my family, and the staff members here at Roosevelt. I started my high school career not so great. I ended my freshman year with only 8 credits. I was failing almost all of my classes. I was not going to graduate at the track I was on. I can remember just crying in my room that I wasn't going to graduate because I was so behind. I started attending Roosevelt going on my senior year, being 13 credits behind. I was discouraged, afraid, but I did it thanks to Roosevelt staff members, my friends, and my family. I am proud to say that I'll be attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, majoring in secondary education. I just want to tell you guys that nothing is impossible. Never give up, no matter how hard it seems. Never settle. And congratulations to class of 2019.
Hi. I am so proud of you guys. Yeah. I am so proud of you guys. When I look up at all of you, I see some of the strongest, weirdest, coolest people I've ever met. So many flavors in gray and maroon right now. When I first came to Roosevelt, I thought my life was over. I thought I failed myself. I was in the middle of dealing with the static void of debilitating and depression, and despite wanting nothing more than to finish my last semester of high school and acquiring that piece of paper, I ended up falling short. Lost my sense of vision and sense of direction. Looking back, I can gratefully say Roosevelt is the best thing that has ever happened to me. It's given me a sense of community and a place I can always call home. It wasn't just the teachers I built great rapport with, but the kids have given me moments I will never forget, and I have made friends I'm probably going to have for the rest of my life. It's given me people to look up to. I mean this with all of my heart. Vicky, Morgan, Matt Green, Matt Master Pfeiffer, where are you guys at? Ariel, Yelena, you guys are some of the most amazing people I've ever met, and one day I want to be just like you. When I first saw the impact that teachers had on me and other students, it clicked. This is what I want to do. Teachers make you feel strong, especially these ones. They connect. If I can wish one thing, I also want people to connect with each other. I want us to connect with each other. Have a better understanding of ourselves. I want you to realize that you're strong. And know that strength isn't this black and white thing that people want to have, but know that they have had all along. Strength is meaningless if not opposed by resistance and pressure. No matter what you think you are or who you are told you are, I'm telling you, you are more. Whatever that looks like for you, strength is something I'm still trying to figure out. But I'd say it's keeping your heart open in the face of adversity and smiling when you have every reason to frown. Last year, after the Parkland School shooting happened, I organized a speech on the day of the walkout addressing mental illness and reaching out to anyone who needed to talk. I left business cards with my information in the office in case anybody needed somebody to talk to. These cards are a standing offer. Come get me after graduation if you can get one. We're in this together and we're on the same team. Looking up and knowing a little bit about what some of you have gone through and are still going through, I am amazed and inspired by the absolute muscle you guys have when it comes to dealing with life and its hardships. I think you've been given these setbacks to build you up and make you more capable of doing what you're meant to and push you further into who you're meant to be. It's our own individual responsibilities to step outside of what we know and pursue the greater truth. We have one shot at this. As my guy Eminem once said, do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Make the most out of every opportunity that comes your way, even if you have to make your own. Too often we see each other through jaded eyes. I want people to be able to look at each other for what they are and see themselves for what they are. I want people to lower their walls to the people they're sitting next to. People need to be accountable for their thinking and behavior and take charge of what steps they take going forward. I want people to be patient with themselves and the ones they move forward with. I want you all to walk away from this ceremony with the confidence that you can be anything you want. I want people to realize and know their light. Every person is so unique and has their own genius and fortune to bring to this world. I want people to find this light in themselves and share it with the world with confidence and full force. Life is precious. At the end of the day, none of us get out of it alive. You've got this. We've got this. We'll get there together.
Good afternoon, District Administrators of 205, Roosevelt staff and graduates of 2019, to the parents and grandparents and other family members of the class of 2019, we welcome you also. It has been a long road for all of us, but we have finally completed our journey. Class of 2019, we are here today after all these years of school. We are finally graduating. We can finally say we made it. Getting transferred to Roosevelt is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. Even though I wasn't so sure at first. Some people might have the wrong idea about Roosevelt and that is a school for troubled kids. That is not right at all. The energy of my home school was nothing compared to Roosevelt's, for the simple fact that the teachers actually help teach you how to do your work and explain it to you till you understand. The teachers treat you with respect. At Roosevelt, it isn't only about passing. You also learn about the subjects. At Roosevelt, you can work at your own pace and you don't have to rush to write a paper that's due the next day in class. You don't have to stay up late trying to finish something in a day. That's why I like Roosevelt. The teachers don't kick you out when you're having a rough day at home or at school. They'll talk to you and share some wise words when you need it. The staff here is amazing. I'm not just saying because I have some favorite teachers like Dustin, Prince, Matt Pfeiffer, and Matt Green, but because I was going through some difficult issues this year, and the first thing they asked, how can I help? If I would have mentioned this to any of my old teachers, they would literally tell me to try and focus on my work instead of asking, how can I help? Which brings me to why I'm standing here today, and why graduation didn't always feel like a sure thing to me. 20 years ago, my parents came to this country to give themselves and their children a better life. My dad came to the United States not only to provide for my mom, but also to give me and my siblings what we could not have in Mexico, even though we weren't born, even though we weren't even born yet. My dad knows that if he would have stayed in Mexico, we wouldn't have the same benefits we have right now. We wouldn't have the schooling we have to start our careers. We would probably be working instead of going to school. That's one thing my parents didn't want for us to be working when we should be learning. My mom and dad crossed the border for us to have a better life. We don't have it easy either, and let me tell you why. Last month, many things happened. I found out many things. In the last month, I thought about dropping out of school more than I ever did before to help my older brother and my dad work. I have 3 younger siblings after me, and imagine that they might not see my parents someday for their own graduation breaks my heart. I feel very lucky that they can be here today at my graduation. This is the life of many Hispanic kids. They have to live without seeing one or both of their parents, sometimes for years on. And then, all because they want their kids to succeed in life. These parents want their kids to have the life they never had. They dream of the dream of a better life. That is why I'm here today, because of my parents. So to them I say, gracias a ustedes por darme la vida que ustedes no pudieron. Ustedes no pudieron tener. I love you, Mom and Dad. I hope I made you proud, because I am so proud of you. And the class of 2019, we made it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start off by congratulating everyone for achieving a lifetime goal. We all have different motives as to why we chose to achieve such a goal, but we also have our own problems that we face on a daily basis. These issues make us strive for further greatness. But before I continue with that, I want to thank my family, especially my mom and my sister, for motivating me on these steps called life. Like I previously said, we all have different motives on why we completed our high school education. Although we all came here to make up for things we messed up in the past, either we did bad in school, had a child, or just didn't bother to learn anything. These issues affected our futures, but didn't define who we are. That's why we're here. We achieved our goal. For some of us, to get our diploma was to achieve a goal for ourselves, or if you're like me, to make your family proud. Like everyone here, I was determined to finish school. Even though I wasn't really into school, I flunked classes, and I didn't have the greatest motivation due to the personal problems I was facing at the time. Although these issues were roadblocks for me, I always had the mindset to graduate and do better than any of my previous family members. Now let me go more into detail. You see, today, unlike the previous generations, we have the chance to attend school. And if you have a family to feed, or if you're in need of daycare for your child, help is provided to accommodate your needs. These resources are good and help us be able to further our education. However, that wasn't the case for my mom, or many others. You see, I come from a low-income family. My family members had to choose between staying at home to look after their siblings or helping provide for their family by working in the fields in Mexico. At a very young age, my mom had to make her decision. Because of the circumstances my mom was in, she had no other option but to drop out of middle school and help provide for her family. Imagine at a young age having to give up your dream for the greater good. It's unfair and it's unjust. She grew up not having a lot of luxuries and making the best out of the things she had. A few years passed and I came along. She thought hard about life and decided that she didn't want me to grow up the same way she was raised. My mother, like other my family members, chose to leave Mexico and come to the land of opportunity in order to make a better life for me and the rest of my family members. I grew up not having a lot of things as my other classmates. Due to her being a single mother, she worked all day to provide for me. I had to look after myself knowing she would be busy most of the time. Throughout the years, I grew up with the same fundamentals that she grew up on. She showed me nothing in life comes easy. That if there's really something you want, you have to put your hard work and dedication to get the things I want. These lessons made me reflect on the way I grew up and to make the most out of life. Now, at the age of 18, I value and appreciate her sacrifice, even if it wasn't, because if it wasn't for her and all her hard work, I wouldn't be here. I'm now graduating from Roosevelt, living the best life thanks to the effort of my family. And even though some of us get looked down upon for coming to this school and finishing high school later, I am grateful and I value these opportunities to get my diploma. I learned things at my own pace, which helped me get better at grasp of things. And a big difference from this high school compared to any other school is being treated like an adult. Most schools don't do that, and I found that most amazing. Nonetheless, I want to thank all my teachers for giving us the great opportunity, and to the students, congratulations on these steps in life, and I hope you strive for greatness, not only for your own good, but for the good of others. We came for different reasons. We come for different reasons that we're here for a common goal, to graduate high school and receive our diploma. Congratulations, we did it.
Graduates, families, and staff, I'm so honored to be on this stage. I did it. After I doubted myself, this is it. I just want to say that I'm proud of myself. From staff to family and friends, thank you to my entire support system. Sorry. Before I started writing this speech, I kept saying, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to say. And Melinda, my counselor, she told me your experiences and what led you here. And I looked at her sideways like, everyone's gonna know that I got expelled from school and fought. And she told me, Roosevelt isn't the school that judges another. And she was right. But what she didn't know is what else happened to me that led me to Roosevelt. In the middle of my high school experience, I got devastating news that changed my life forever. On July 31st, 2016, one of my closest friends, Gregory Hill, was fatally shot. His death changed me in ways that I can't even explain. I turned into a disrespectful teen. I turned into a disrespectful teen, and sorry. And mad at the world. Not because I wanted to, but because pain changes you. During the next year, I lost a lot of weight, and it was hard to get out of bed. My mom thought it was caused by depression, but then I noticed I got rashes on my face and my body was weaker than ever. A year after my friend died, I found out that I had lupus. I was still numb about Greg passing, so I honestly didn't care about it up until I had to travel to Madison, Wisconsin to visit a rheumatologist weekly. It didn't seem real. I got completely off track and school seemed like the least of my problems. From the time I stepped in Roosevelt to my last day, I had nothing but support from teachers and administrators. They care. It's different here, the environment, the vibes, the teachers. I came to Roosevelt ready to work, but I reached a point where I let go of everything. I doubted myself. I felt like I wasn't gonna make it to the graduation deadline, so I gave up. I went to school only a couple days of the week. I didn't care to touch my book bag when I got home. So when I stopped caring about school, I stopped caring about a lot of other things. I was outside 24/7, not going home, not contacting my mom. I began to think to myself, what am I going to do with my life? If I don't graduate, I won't have a diploma. How will I get a job? Finally, one day I went to school and I went to Melinda and I asked how many credits I needed to graduate, not knowing that I needed more than I expected. She told me the numbers. I bawled my eyes out the rest of the day thinking, how am I going to do this? I'm never going to make it. Fighting back to get on track to graduate. Fighting back to graduate on time was one of the most challenging obstacles that I had to overcome. I gave myself a deadline for when I needed to be done, which was May 2nd, 2019, the day before my 18th birthday. On that day, I did my hall walk and I graduated before I turned 18. I've had moments where I wanted to be completely done with school. I had moments where I wanted to be completely done with school. I had to be the person to tell myself, there is nobody or nothing holding you back. Nobody is going to make the decision for you to walk the stage and get your diploma but yourself. Did I really come this far to just give up? No. I didn't regret any of my decisions that I made my senior year. They taught me that the world is yours to take. I achieved what I wanted, and I'm going where I want to go from here. Being hurt is okay, but at some point, you have to get up and think about your purpose. Everything happens for a reason.
It is a Roosevelt tradition that a teacher provide the commencement speech each year at graduation. This year, we are truly privileged to have Sue Holmes provide our speech. Sue is retiring after this year, and she will be deeply, deeply missed. Sue has been an incredibly gracious colleague, and I will definitely miss her teasing me by always asking, who's that little guy or whose little brother is that walking the hallways? Sue, we love you.
First of all, I'd like to thank Morgan for asking me to follow those amazing young people. I don't know what I got, but I'll try. Another round of applause, please, for our student speakers. You've heard from 5 different people about the amazingness of Roosevelt. It is, folks, it is. It is a place where you go for your second chance. It's a place where you go to be cared for and supported and loved despite whatever has happened in your past. Kids, it's not just you guys. Roosevelt was my second chance too, and I am indebted for my life to the faculty and staff at Roosevelt High School. So, with that said, I'd like to talk a little bit about happiness, because as Morgan mentioned, I'm graduating today too. Actually, I'm graduating on Tuesday at 2. I have been a teacher for 33 and a half years. I know you're looking at me going, what, did she start when she was 4? Yeah. I assure you I am old enough to retire. In fact, some of you think I'm way old enough to retire. I'm ready to be done, but I will never, ever forget a moment of my time at Roosevelt. So, here's my words of wisdom, my parting shot to you guys. People have asked you since you were little tiny kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you've said things when you were little. You've said, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a fashion model. And maybe you still do. And maybe you've changed your mind. My daughter wanted to be a fairy princess. She is not. She's 28 years old, and she works in multimedia for the State Journal Register newspaper in Springfield, Illinois. My nephew wanted to be a worker guy. He wanted to drive a big truck. He is not. He manages a restaurant. Some of you will be what you said you wanted to be. Others of you will pursue a completely different vocation. And you know what the most important thing is? That you're happy. Unfortunately, in this life, we let other people determine our happiness. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So now, at the risk of boring you to tears, I have to read you a poem because, of course, I am an English teacher. And it is my job to read you a poem. This is a poem called Self-Dependence by a gentleman named Matthew Arnold, and it was written in the mid-1800s. But it has a lot to tell us about today. Arnold was searching for the idea of happiness and how to achieve it in his life, and he wrote, "Weary of myself and sick of asking what I am and what I ought to be, at this vessel's prow I stand, which bears me forward, forward o'er the starlit sea. And a look of passionate desire o'er the sea into the stars I send. Ye who from childhood have calmed me, calm me, compose me to the end. Once more I cried, ye waters, ye stars, on my heart your mighty charm renew. Still let me as I gaze upon you feel my soul becoming vast like you. From the intense, clear, star-sown vault of heaven, over the lit sea's unquiet way, in the rustling night air came the answer. Wouldst thou be as these are? Live as they. Unaffrighted by silence round them, undistracted by the sights they see, these demand not that the things without them yield them love, amusement, or sympathy. And with joy the stars perform their shining, and the sea its long moon-silvered roll. For self-posed they live, nor pine with noting all the fever of some differing soul. Bounded by themselves and unregardful in what state God's other works may be, in their own tasks all their powers pouring. These attain the mighty life you see. O airborne voice, long since severely clear, a cry like thine in mine own heart I hear. Resolve to be thyself, and know that he who finds himself loses his misery. Arnold is asking nature to help him find peace and meaning in his life, and nature's response is so beautiful. It says, don't be afraid of the silence. Don't be distracted by everything that's going on in the world. Nature doesn't demand anything from its surroundings, but the stars shine with joy, and the waves on the sea roll in the moonlight, because that is what they are meant to do. And with joy, the stars perform their shining. They don't worry about what anybody else is doing. They do what they are meant to do. They don't compete. They pour all their power into doing what they are meant to do. These are the things that become mighty and strong and successful. Resolve to be thyself and know that he who finds himself loses his misery. You must resolve to be yourself. Find your purpose, find your voice, and then pursue that wholeheartedly. Regardless of what anybody else is doing, ignore it, ignore the drama, ignore the noise. Be what you were meant to be. My brother worked at Chrysler years and years ago. He was a spot welder. And he said, I may be only a spot welder, but I'm the best damn spot welder they got. Pursue happiness regardless of what's around you. Remember what my friend John Lennon said. John Lennon said, when I was 5 years old, my mother told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they told me to write down what I wanted to be. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment. I told them they didn't understand life. Congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you. I love you. Be happy.
We will now begin the presentation of diplomas to students. I now invite our Academy advisors to call the names for the awarding of diplomas. Sue Holmes will be reading the names of graduates for the Production Academy. Beth Ratko will be reading the names of graduates from the Business Academy. Matt Green will be reading the names of graduates from the Human Services Academy. Dustin Prince will be reading the names of graduates from the Health Sciences Academy. And Glendia Stratton will be reading the names of graduates from the General Education Development Program. May I request Dr. Aaron Jarrett, Superintendent of Rockford Public Schools, along with members of the Rockford Public Schools Cabinet and Board of Education members to assist myself as we congratulate our graduates as they come up.
Joelle Avina.
Andy Andrade.
Jaden Barrowman, Adonis Barrowman.
Moshevian Banks.
Navakria Blankenship.
Rafael Becerra Jr.
Damian Galanos Hernandez.
Elijah Brown.
Tanisha Bowman.
Miguel Alejandro Contreras.
Dominic Vincent Boyce.
Raymond Michael Erickson.
Jaquez Brack.
Javier Flores.
Lavia Cayenne Burton.
Jalen Freeman.
Wallace Atson Carey.
Kyle Fuller.
Soraya Cox.
Christian Gutierrez.
Iranesia Monet Cusick.
Tremaine Marquez Hines.
Diamond Simone Davis.
Taylor Houston.
Liz Marie Dominich.
Pedro Jimenez.
Dalton Jacob Ellis.
Ronald Mathis.
Tegan Jessica Farah.
Litzy Medrano.
Colin Finnan.
Nathan Daniel Mormon.
Mavani Ardesia Flint.
Jose Eliezer Ortiz.
Lilia Brianne Galvin.
Jose Ortiz Molina.
Brisa Evelyn Gutierrez.
Antonio Perez.
Keontre Jameer Hightower.
Justin Uriel Pineda Enriquez.
Joquan Joey Preston Holland.
Desiree Reed.
Irankuna Phineas.
Secundino Reyes.
Skylar Johnson.
Laquan Rice.
Emmanuel Zion Jones.
Armando Luis Rodriguez.
Maikisha Emma Quarmis Jones.
Zachary Brandon Rooker.
Juan Devin Callum.
Doyle Sanders.
Mia Kennard.
Ricardo Ricky Sarmiento.
Tesla Marie Lang.
David Schooler.
Antonio Martez Lewis.
Anastasia Danae Sibley.
Mark Anthony Macedo.
Zachary Scott Swisher.
Knowledge Casey McGee Nolan.
Jayla Lachey Thomas.
Nicole Gina Bench.
Nathan Velez.
Duayu Onesfor.
Alexis Lun Viveros.
Aiden Catrice Oliver.
Charles Robert Wharton.
Matthew Pond.
Adriana Witt.
Rose Pelayo.
Olivia Allen Limberg.
Michaela Marie Ragsdale.
Nathan Andrus.
Shayla Ray Richardson.
Jasmine Eros.
Andrew Sanchez.
Jacqueline Bernice Arzate.
Anna Soriano.
Aso Barmore.
Logan Southard.
Anaya Blue.
Kevon Marquel St. Junius.
Angelica Marie Brady Briggs.
Michael James Thibodeau.
Imani Naisharie Simone Brown.
Jose Tinoco.
Shabrea Brown.
Adrian Allen Vega.
Nukela Bryant.
Yahira Villagomez.
Lauren Nichelle Carson.
Tajon Lawrence Wilson.
Connor Daniel Castillo.
Matthew Young.
Brendan James Coleman.
Nayeli Alanis Salinas.
Maya Denasia Crossan.
Corshea Bell.
Menija Cache Davis.
Trinity Green.
Gina Edwards.
Destiny Ham.
Vanessa España Garcia.
Mercedes Antoinette Hayda.
Carl Lynyrd Fletcher III.
Rashawn Hollins.
Sydney Gall.
Janaya Ardeja Jones.
Luke Mansfield Goodmanson.
Maya Renee Jones.
Toriana Monique Green.
Yesenia Marquez.
Caitlin Dolores Harris.
Colin Patrick McBride.
Barbara Jean Ingram.
Nequa McReynolds.
Alyssa Jocks.
Kellen Nicole Mendoza.
Discasia Jones.
Jennifer Wen.
Angelique Lewis.
Demetria Parker.
Brianna Marie Lewis.
Snaya Perkins.
Mary Carmen Martinez.
Autumn Angel Reed.
Omid Mortaji Mendoza.
LaShanti Rogers.
Yoselin Moreo.
Wardine MV Roundtree.
Dominic Musso.
Amanda Scott.
Fatima Nava Aguilera.
Takika Spearman.
Rose Durham.
Javiana Marie Summers.
Devin Palladino.
Unique Trammell.
Presley Palucci.
Brooklyn Inez Young.
Robert Poe.
Mackenzie Bailey.
Karina Resendez Soto.
Caitlin Downs.
Luz Rodriguez.
Rhiannon Haber.
Sierra Corinne Sample.
Lamara Loper.
Destiny Lynn Elaine Sanders.
Sahul Martinez.
Jordan Mackenzie Stuck.
Mary Nash.
Stevie Dwayne Thomas Jr.
Devin Turner.
Tremaine Tyrese Jewel Thomas.
Alicia Whittington.
Takia Michaela Walters. Ariana Zachary. Jennifer Subiate Munoz.
This concludes the awarding of diplomas for the graduates. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps to signify your newly conferred graduate status. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to present to you the 2019 graduating class of Roosevelt Community Education Center.